So that's how you do it. And now the chrysalis has been borned. So we're gonna fight this fucker in his new spooky form. So his weak point is his stinger. What you don't want to do is what I'm doing right now though, which is using up all my missiles. I also don't want to sit to here because you get caught like that. I've done a pretty bad job at this. I kind of need to, only got 11 missiles left. A whole nother mode left to go. He's not even turned colors at all. Not a great start. Alright, we're gonna fix that now here in a second. So we did save. Good. I need to go left. By left, I mean right. We're gonna refill on some health. Didn't take too long, as you can see. They do not respawn unless you collect all that health, though. So I am missing about, what, 7 more missiles? Okay, I'm missing a couple more missiles, but I think we're full now. Alright, that should be it. We're all full up now. Gonna hippity hop over here to save. And then we're gonna go fight the boss again. This time we're gonna do it right, and this time we're gonna win. You know, I talked a little bit about my brother's stream yesterday for charity, but forgot to mention that I was hoping he was going to play one of the games I suggested, and I don't think he played any of the games I suggested. It's fine, it's his stream, it's his and JT's stream, it's not my stream. But I was hoping they'd take at least a second, you know, to look at the game I suggested. They did. I did ask them initially when they first started streaming on Friday what was on the agenda, and they've more or less stayed true to that. To what they said they were going to stream. So I can't really blame them for that. That's much better. That's a much better start. He's already green. And I've got 70 more missiles to go. So, didn't take too long, I don't think. Oh yeah, now he's almost dead. Yeah, he starts doing little acid drops, which is fine. Because this is the end of you bitch. You thought you had me, you didn't. And now I got super missiles. So if you're really good at this game, you can get a super missile drop before now. Which is great because, you know, super missiles make everything simple. Particularly bosses. But, what I'm trying to say is, the game does allow you to, yeah, I'm just taking a look to see if there's anything up top. There isn't. Or it doesn't appear to be anything I could see. Trying to do the thing where I hold down and power up and then jump, but I'm not going to be able to do that. So we all know that the area here needs a missile, so that shouldn't be too hard. Typically, it shouldn't be too hard. Alright, we should be able to save now. Then we can use our super missile. Open that up. Good. Like to live on the edge, you can see. I wonder if that's some old Grizoa, or whatever they call it. Grizoa or Crizodian. Whatever species that Ridley wiped out that acted as Stamos's surrogate parents. Chozo. There it is. I forgot. Now I remembered. Wonder if that's some old Chozo tech. Also, that's fucking bullshit. We're gonna go get that. If there's an option to go get that, i.e. going up, I will get that. Yeah, eat a wiener. Right. Going up. Getting the upgrade to my health. Good job. Congratulations. You done did it. Wonder if there's anything up here. No, there's nothing up here. Try that again. Like I said, I think this edge grab thing is like one of the best things that's happened in Metroid since all the changes obviously they made in Super Metroid. I think the only change in Super Metroid that I don't think is carried over is I don't think the X-ray beam is ever returned in Super Metroid. And that was sort of designed to basically say, hey, you know, we did hide stuff in the wall. We're not going to tell you where that is. So here's an X-ray beam so you can look behind the wall to make sure you're not missing anything hidden. I get it. Alright. Also, directional fire is great, but I'm pretty sure that's been in every game since Super Metroid. Big save. Now we don't have to worry about finding a save room, at least for a moment. Anything I do will continue as the game continues. Whatever. That's a free missile upgrade tank. That's completely free. I didn't even have to do a puzzle for that. Crazy, isn't it? Yeah, I'm charging myself up here so that if the door closes behind me, which I don't think it will, I won't have to waste another missile. Map room. It's the map. 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 Alright, we got a long hallway to go. Long hallway, here we come. Sometimes they're infinitely spawning dudes, and sometimes it's a dud. Seems like the first and last ones are always duds. This is a weird one. I feel like I should be able to grab onto that edge there. Use my scooter, my rolly scooter to go. That is not happening right now. Here's a question for you. What do you think that you're really good at, but you're actually probably pretty piss poor at? That, for me, that's language. Like, you know, the ability to write. In many cases, I feel like I'm a really good writer. In other cases, I feel like I'm a really piss poor writer. You know? Not because, like, I can't describe things well. It's just sort of that my mind butters. So, like, when I'm talking or when I'm writing, like, what happens is I'll write a sentence how I think I want it to sound. And, like, midway through me writing the sentence, my brain will start revising the sentence. So I'll be like, oh, well, maybe I should say it this way instead. So I'll start talking, or writing rather, while having not truly finished off the sentence I wanted to write. So I've oftentimes found, like, after I'm done writing a sentence, I go read it back. It'll be like, they were going to the pool, having fun. You know, what I want to say is they were having fun at the pool. Because originally I was planning on saying, well, they went to the pool and they had fun. You know, something like that. When in reality I'm trying to shorten up the sentence to they went to the pool, or rather they had fun at the pool. You know, something simple, you know. Fake lava. Doesn't hurt me, but it makes me stronger on the inside. I think the other one is, and it's not, I don't really think I'm really good at it, but mental math, like, I said this before, like, but when I started getting into the higher level maths, I feel like my ability to do just basic addition, subtraction, multiplication, like, went out the window. I mean, it didn't. I mean, I could still obviously do those things. It's not like I've completely lost the ability to do adding, subtraction, multiplication, division, but, like, you know, at some point that went from being like a flashcard instantaneous thing to gotta think about it for a sec. You know, I used to be able to, like, you know, 5 times 4 is 20, you know, 20 times 4 is 80, you know. I used to be able to do it with, and now I can tell even when I'm saying it right now, like, I'm hesitating a little bit because I want to think about it before I actually... Because nothing, like, math just gets more complicated. It doesn't get simpler. So, like, when you're in 2nd grade and they start teaching you your multiplication tables, you know, they basically want to drill that shit down into your brain. And they used to do this thing, I may have mentioned it before, but they used to do what they call Math Whiz, which was they would give you 100 math problems. They were all easy math problems, you know. And they would expect you to complete the 100 math problems without making any mistakes in whatever the amount of time was. So, like, let's just say, you know, 1st graders got 10 minutes, 5th graders got 5 minutes to do this, you know. And then 4th and 3rd, you know, 2nd third and fourth graders would, you know, get different amounts of time to complete the puzzle, if you will. This doesn't feel right. Yep. But so that was one of the things that they would try to do, is they would try, depending on what grade you were in, they would try to get you to, you know first, obviously first, second grade, your addition, subtraction. And when you get to second grade, multiplication, division. And to just know it like that. Like as soon as you see the question, boom, you know, 0 plus 1, 1, you know, and just blast through it as quickly as possible. To the point that it becomes, like I said, second nature, a reflex, what have you. So I wasn't really good at that because I'd always just kind of read and think about stuff instead of just reacting to it. And when I figured out that, like, and this would always happen to me, I'd get like 80 problems in, and like they would be like, okay, you can put your pencil down now. And I'm like, so I had to start figuring out how to do this faster. So that meant that I started making mistakes. When I started making mistakes, then, well, you need to get 100% to move on to the next stage. And the next stage is essentially you move up, you go from addition to subtraction to multiplication and division. You get 100 of each, and then it gets more complicated from there, so that you end up getting eventually like complex numbers. You'll do complex addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and then at some point, I don't remember if it's before you get into more complicated multiplication, division, but eventually they'll start putting fractions in, simple fractions. I think one of the easiest ones to do was when you got to division, because division's kind of an interesting thing where when you add or subtract at the elementary level, numbers don't add up to, I mean, numbers can add up to whatever. They can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, up to, you know, with single digits, it'd be up to 18, okay? So that's what addition can do. Subtraction, we don't want to really deal with negative numbers, so everything was like, you know, not, you know, everything was between 0 and 0 and I guess 9, because 9 minus 0 would be 9, without getting to double digits, or, you know, 10s, 20s, that sort of thing. So, you know, in a way, but again, like I said, you know, multiplication, you can go up to, let's see, your 9 times 9 would be 81. So, you know, your numbers could be anywhere in between there. Now, obviously, if you know your multiplication tables, it should be a little bit simpler than even, I mean, it should all be simple when you think about it, you know, in terms of multiplication tables, division. But division, I found was like the simplest one, because particularly when I got to like 3rd and 4th grade in division, was because the numbers would not, they didn't want to really get into decimals at that point. It was too early for decimals. I mean, they taught you decimals in terms of how they related to fractions, but like, you know, 7 divided by 4, you know, what's that? Well, it's not a real number, you know, I mean, it's not a whole number. And they wanted to generally deal with like whole numbers. So like 7 divided by 4 would be the way they would do it, you know, because like I said, we weren't really getting into the decimals yet. Was you would end up with you know, 1 remainder 3, which is just 4 plus 3. You see what I mean? Because you have 4, because it doesn't divide, because 4 doesn't divide into 7 more than one time, so you would get, you know, you get 1 remainder 3. So like half the things were just like, oh, if you know your addition tables, this should be very simple. So yeah, I mean, like I said, for some reason the division one was always easier for me, because once you get past the addition portion and the subtraction portion, it's like, okay. Like I said, multiplication, I had to kind of really learn my multiplication tables. Because I would do really well at everything everything from 0 to 6. Then I had trouble on 7 and 8 because, well, 8 is a multiple of 4, which I didn't realize at that time. I also thought that this had blocks that would drop me down, and I'd be like, fuck! But no, it's a completely enclosed area as far as I'm aware. But yeah, I had trouble with 7 and 8. 9 was simple because I figured out early that every one of the 9s are they add up to 9. So 72, 81, 63. I figured that out. Plus, any number times, you know, again, this is sort of where the shortcut for 9 made it so easy is, you know, what is 9 times 8? Well, subtract 1 from 8, you get 7. 7 plus 2 is 9, 72. That's your answer. I mean, it was a shortcut. And I always, like I said, I had a little bit of trouble with 8 because 8 kind of starts getting into the big numbers. So you have 8, 16, 24, 32. And then after that, it's, let's see here, 32. See, I'm not able to do it like that, like snap my finger that quickly. So 4 is 32, 5 is 40, 48, then 56, 64, 72, 80. I mean, it took me a little bit, but I finally got sort of the hang of that. 7 was always the one that bothered me because it sort of like divisibles, it doesn't really have a divisible other than itself, 1 in itself. So it's, 7, 14, 18, no, not even 18, it's 21, then 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 60, 63. Okay. So the way you beat Ridley is you just fucking hold down the button for your missile and you just fucking pump him full of missiles until he dies. That's how I deal with Ridley. Because he's not nearly as difficult as his Super Metroid counterpart. He just kind of gets in there and he doesn't really even get into his little tail waggle thing before I've got him killed. Before I've said to him, go the way of the dodo. Not sure what I'm doing here. Guess we're headed back. Pretty sure there's a room to the left of Ridley I didn't explore. Kinda weird. Nice. Alright, we need to get back up to the top, and then we're gonna head towards Mother Brain. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Probably should do a little bit of exploring in the meantime, because I've got a total of 2, 4, 5 energy tanks, and I could get a maximum of 12. So, like, I'm not even halfway through the total number of energy tanks I could have. But I don't really need all that many to beat this game. I need probably about 10. 9 or 10. So this is when the game starts getting a little annoying. I need him to go up high enough that I could jump on him, but I need to not double tap him either. Not high enough. Double tapped. Didn't wait long enough. Luckily, that's good enough for the win. I probably could have also used my little bomb jump to get up there as well. I wonder if there's anything down there. There may be. So, if you're trying to get a good ranking on this game, you don't want to backtrack. You want to sort of figure out what is the ideal way to get through this game as quickly as possible, and to do it that way. When you have to backtrack for an item that you missed, you waste a lot of time. Like, think about it, going all the way to the top of why do I want to keep... I keep wanting to call it criteria. It's not criteria. It's, not no fair either. We are going to go this way, though. This area is new. So I will use that in a minute. I need to go get the item that's stored over here. Pretty nifty, huh? Can't get up here any other way. Screw attack. Very important. Nice about screw attack is, like it says, it kills the enemies while you're in the air. It essentially creates that little electric thing around you. Combine that with space jump and like, it's like the most broken thing ever in Super Metroid.